Hi, it's Dennis. Today's December 29th. In the church, in today's gospel, we hear about Mary and Joseph bringing Jesus to the temple to fulfill the law of dedicating him to God. And we hear the utterances of Simeon, who had been promised that he would not die until he had seen the Messiah. Tomorrow's gospel will talk about another person, Anna, who lived in the temple many, many years, many decades after her husband died. And she spent her time in prayer and fasting. When we think about these two people, this story gets really interesting. Mary and Joseph were trying to live a quiet life, to hide the fact that the Messiah is on earth. And yet it is very likely that Anna knew Mary. Anna may have been one of Mary's teachers in the temple, teaching her the skills of sewing, cooking, and whatnot. And Simeon had to be aware that Joseph was the man who had been selected to be Mary's spouse, because that was done by the priests at the temple. So Anna and Simeon know Mary and Joseph. And Mary and Joseph is there with Jesus in front of them. And Mary and Joseph are trying to keep things quiet. Indeed, it says that Joseph offered 2 turtle doves, the offering of the poor, when the Magi had just delivered gold and frankincense, rich treasures to him. So Mary and Joseph are trying to keep things quiet. And you can imagine their feelings as they go to the temple in obedience to the law, and they run into 2 people who know them. And in tomorrow's gospel, we hear that Anna went out and proclaimed to everybody she could see that the Messiah was here. Now, Simeon's proclamation seems to have been done when the temple was empty. But either way, Mary and Joseph then had to get out of there fast, which they did. They returned to Nazareth. And it was in Nazareth that Joseph was warned in a dream to flee to Egypt. So word got out that the Messiah had been born. And it was because of that that the innocents were killed. So try to put yourself in the place of Joseph or Mary as you're going about doing what you have to do to fulfill God's will, when you know there's a risk, and in this case, a risk to the child's life and possibly yours. A lot to think about. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If you like this video, please hit the like button, maybe subscribe. If you would like, visit my blog site, warriorsworlddad.com. I write on St. Joseph. I write on fatherhood matters. I write on parenting special needs kids. I have 4 of them. And there's some excerpts from my book there, and even some comedy. Thank you. Merry Christmas.